You know what time it is? It's time to get crafting. So let's go on inside and get started. So for this project, we're going to use this watering can garland. I got this at the Dollar Tree. They have this whole cute section of gardening, crafting supplies like wood items and things like that. It's super adorable. I'm going to use a couple of the things from that same section in today's video. But first, we're just going to take these watering cans off of the twine garland. I just cut it and then I removed all of the wood pieces. I usually put the twine and the beads and stuff like that into a plastic bag, and then I use them for other projects, especially if I just need like one or something like that. So we're going to go ahead and add some Mod Podge onto our watering cans. We're going to do this for all 6 watering cans. I'm just going to show you one of the watering cans. So we're going to add Mod Podge over the entire thing, and then we're going to lay our napkin on top of our wood piece. Now, if you don't like that you can kind of see the wood piece through the napkin, you can also paint these white ahead of time, or another color if you want to do that. That way you don't get the wood look. I was okay with the wood look, so I did not paint mine, but if you don't like that look, definitely paint underneath first. It also depends on the napkin. You want to remove like the 2-ply part of the napkin, so it does end up being a lot thinner, and but if you use like heavier duty napkins or really more expensive napkins, sometimes they will not show through to your piece of wood. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim around here. I also just kind of trim out the middle of our watering can. We're then going to go back and clean it up with some sandpaper. I used sandpaper at first and then I switched to my sanding block. You're going to need something small to get into the small pieces. I thought I had an emery board, but I could not find it. But those are definitely a really good source to get into like little tiny spaces. And you can pick those up at the Dollar Tree. So we're going to go ahead and do all 6 of our watering cans, and we're going to sand all the way around. We're going to apply them here to this burlap garland that I also got at the Dollar Tree. They have a couple different versions. I like this banner style, but they also have a pennant style. Mine were not like in the crafters square area. They were like on an end cap. So if you're going to Dollar Tree to look for these, if you can't find them in Crafter Square, kind of look around because, like I said, mine was not in that area. So there are 6 pieces to this banner, and we have 6 watering cans. And if you haven't figured it out yet, we're going to spell the word spring. I've been using these like letter stickers for quite a while. I got them at Hobby Lobby. If you can get them at 40% off, they're a pretty good deal and they last a really long time. I like to pick my letter stickers up over there because you get so many more than you do at the Dollar Tree, and it ends up being a better deal. So we're going to just spell out the word spring, and then we're going to go ahead and add one more detail to this little banner. And I saw this on DIY Beauty on Purpose. Leonette, my good friend, had made the cutest little banner. I believe it was the same banner, if I'm not mistaken. But she added some flowers in between, and I thought that was so adorable. And I had these flowers from the Dollar Tree, and I thought they kind of matched our butterflies. I will link her video down in my description box as well, so you can check out her banner. But that is it for this sweet project. Let me know what you think about this one.
I wish I had a little more time with you, baby.
For this project, we're going to take an old Dollar Tree bunny sign. I'm just going to remove the carrots because I'm not going to use them in this project and save them for a later day. We're just going to use the bunny head. Now, you can see in the right-hand corner, I had this plaid pink and white napkin, and that's where I originally started with this project. I don't put all of that footage in here, but when I put the napkin onto my bunny, there was some weird discoloration when it dried. So I don't know if I had too much glue or I'm not really sure what happened, but I went ahead and sanded that off and kind of started over. So you're going to see like some weird stuff glued to the back of the bunny. That's what happened. But just to give you like the idea of how I get my napkin onto the project, I removed any of the pieces from our bunny, and then we're just going to paint on our Mod Podge. Now I like to use old paint brushes for my Mod Podge because I am not a fan of foam brushes, but definitely if you're a foam brush user, you can do that and it goes on just as well, or probably even better, to be honest. My paintbrush was kind of small, so it took me a little bit of extra time to get all my Mod Podge on. I like to go in sections, that way I'm not rushing to get my napkin on, because sometimes it can be a little bit difficult using the napkins, especially if they're maybe not higher quality napkins. But all we're going to do is take our napkin and our brayer. This is my favorite way to attach napkins. I got this idea from Leah Knepp at DIY Beauty on Purpose, and I had tried it out in another video, and it was amazing. So I'll link her video and my video down in the description box if you want to check that one out after this. But we're just going to use some saran wrap in our brayer, and we're going to go over the whole project. It makes sure that you don't have any wrinkles, and that's what I love the most about it. But once it's dry and it's all stuck on there, we're going to go ahead and take our scissors, trim around because we don't need all that excess napkin, and then we're going to use our sanding block again. Now, if you don't have a sanding block, that is okay. You can use just regular sandpaper or you could use a file. I definitely think a file works great if you have small spaces. I get my sanding block at the Dollar Tree. It's one of my favorite things that they have there, but they also sell sandpaper if you can't find the sanding block. As you're sanding your napkin, you want to go in a downward motion. If you start to go in an upward motion, you could tear your napkin and you don't want that. So I'm just going to go ahead and get off any of the excess pieces around the whole project. Now I have this little wood piece that I got from Hobby Lobby. We're just going to attach our bunny to it, and that is pretty much it. We're going to add one more bow to our bunny. This was super easy, and I really loved how this one turned out. I love these napkins. They also came from the Dollar Tree. They're really cute and very springy. But all we're going to do is add that cute burlap bow in the middle of his ears. And then that is it. Let me know what you guys think about this one.
This could be. I dreamt of a life in a small town that wasn't enough for you somehow. I just wish I had a little more time with you, baby. Weeks and months.
So in my last napkin video, I had a lot of people telling me to try the burning method, and people have told me that before, and I always shy away from it because I'm afraid of the burning part. But I'm going to do it today. I am going to give you guys my honest opinion when I am done going through this project. But we're going to go ahead and use our same kind of method. We're going to paint on our Mod Podge and lay our napkin down. I'm just going in little pieces here. I'm only doing the top here because we're going to do something different with those little cutout pieces at the bottom of the sign. This came from the Dollar Tree. I kept seeing it at the store and I kept thinking, what do you do with these? So I'm going to show you guys what I made out of it. I'm curious if you've used this sign and what did you make out of it? Let me know down in the comments. But we're going to just go ahead and add this onto our napkin. I make sure it's dry before I decide to do the burning method, and I'm going to cut off any of the excess napkin. Now you can save this for a later date. I will say that sometimes it's hard to tell that you have the 2-ply, but make sure you take the 2-ply off. So here I am outside because I did not want to do this inside my house in case I had a disaster. So you use your own judgment if you feel like you want to do this in your craft room or wherever you are. I did not have much luck with this. So you guys can let me know down in the comments what I'm doing wrong, or maybe I'm just that afraid of it that it just really didn't turn out for me. But my flame kept going out, so I had to keep trying to light it. Now, I live in an extremely windy area, and it was a tad bit windy outside for this day, so I kept trying to kind of turn so that I was not facing the wind, but I don't know, that could have been part of my problem, but I kept trying to burn more and more of it off, and I was not all that successful. If you can tell, up at the top, my bunny ears are kind of burnt, and down towards the bottom, there's some burning towards it. So I didn't love how the burning technique turned out. I mean, the napkin looks adorable on the Easter sign, and I mean, it was maybe the easier way to get the little spaces out, but I don't love it. You guys let me know what you think. So for the remainder of our project, we're going to take these flowers that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I just cut off all the stem parts. And then I'm going to glue them in the back of the project. So I stick them through the holes, and then I go ahead and add some hot glue so that it's attached to the actual wood piece. My flowers end up being a tiny bit too big because when I attach them to the rest of the project, you can't see the Easter part. So I just use these little zip ties, or they're not zip ties, but like sandwich ties. I don't know what you would call them, but they were already on the wreath, and I just attach it to the wreath, and then here it is for you guys. Let me know what you think about this one.
All the nights that end in heartbreak gonna pay off someday, and the pain that you're feeling gradually.
I wanted to give the burning method one more try, so we're going to do that here for this project. I'm not sure where this napkin came from. I got it in a collab, but I want to say it came from the Dollar Tree. There was like a green one that was similar, and then this blue one. But we're going to cut a section of this napkin to fit our sign. Now, this sign came from the garden section of Dollar Tree, kind of like the garland from earlier, and we're just going to apply our napkin. Again, this napkin is super thin after the 2-ply comes off, so if you don't like the wood showing, you can definitely paint it so that it's not as noticeable. But we're going to paint on our Mod Podge and go in sections here just like we have done before. I think this sign is so adorable. It has these cute little boots, and then it has like a garden stake and a little plant. It'd be adorable painted as well. We're just going to go in our sections, laying our paint down. And then before I go outside this time, I'm going to take some scissors and I'm going to cut in between like where the C and the O are. And then I kind of cut like down where the M is and the W, just so that the flame doesn't have to do quite as much work. I feel like if I'm going to burn it, it's going to go in 2 directions instead of one. I don't know if that really made a difference or not. The really difficult part was to get between the boots because it's a pretty small line between there, and I felt like I kind of torched that a little bit too much. But I did go ahead and go outside again, use my trusty flame from the Dollar Tree. Now, this one also had several burn areas, and then I burnt it on the back because I was trying to get that middle piece. I then had to go back with some sandpaper and get all the in-between places. So again, this is not the method for me, but you guys can let me know down in the comments what I'm doing wrong or why you love it so much, but this just did not work out for me. So I went ahead and glued it onto the sign after I painted it with some navy folk art chalk paint. And the sign came from from Hobby Lobby. This was just left over from a different project, but you can get these in the unfinished wood area. I'm going to add some greenery I had left over with my burlap bow, and I really like how this turned out. The burn marks kind of gave it a vintage feel, but if it wasn't like something that I wanted to have burnt, I would have been really disappointed. But again, I do love how it turned out. The blue looks really nice in the sign, and I just really loved the welcome sign in general. It is adorable. Let me know what you guys think about this project.
Away, 'cause I'm growing up, falling in love, giving your all might not be enough. Just trust your head and your heart. That's what my mama said. I wish I could freeze this moment.
Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. If you want to keep on crafting with me, check out this video next. And as always, wherever you are in your journey is a perfect place to start. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.
Until midnight.